Hello, I'm Siobhan, digital nomad currently in Quito, Ecuador. Welcome to the Panelist Spotlight for the Digital Nomads Beyond 50 2021 Summit, a virtual event of information and inspiration for those choosing to travel and work location independent. Learn from the experts and the experienced about your options, resources, and actions to make it happen. Come on, you know you're ready for this.
Hello, and we welcome CINDY SHEAHAN to the Panelist Spotlight for the Digital Nomads Beyond 50 Summit. CINDY, you're originally from Chicago, as I understand, and you are a digital nomad beyond 50, traveling for the past 3 years. In fact, you describe yourself as not just beyond 50, but precariously close to 60. So that's awesome, because those are the types of experiences that everyone wants to hear about. You just returned from Colombia and from Mexico, where you were traveling for the past 5 months. From the road, you remotely manage Denver properties that you have for rent. And when you are traveling stateside, you're in Tilly, where you are broadcasting from, so to speak, right now, live from your camper van. And when you go international, from my understanding, you rent your private home through Airbnb or to visiting nurses or traveling nurses, which is another option that a lot of people may not be aware of for renting their properties while they are maybe doing part-time nomading, or for that matter, full-time nomading. And you also have us some information about workaways as well as house sitting. I'm familiar with house sitting, but not so much with the workaways.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying reading your travel blog, which is ideally named for the genetic factor that instills the desire to be nomads in many of us. Could you please share with us some highlights of what people will be discussing with you in your Q&A lounge?
Sure. Siobhan, thank you so much for letting me join you guys on your illustrious panelists for your Digital Nomads Beyond 50 Summit. I'm really excited to be a participant. Since the end of 2017, when I first began traveling, I've been to the ancient baths of Fez, Morocco. I have floated in a hand-carved pirogue to paraglide over secret burial sites in Madagascar. I've explored caves in France that were filled with hieroglyphics and blue cheese. And I've gotten up before dawn to ride in a hot air balloon over Turkey above the most incredible landscape I've ever seen in my life. In addition, I've been a caretaker for 2 months in a Tuscan villa where I stayed for free. And I volunteered for a couple of weeks at a Nepalese orphanage and worked with these amazing kids. And besides that, I've also made my own sterling silver jewelry at a craftsman's workshop in Mexico. So I've been having a blast. One of the questions I get asked the most is, well, I get 2 questions. First of all is, oh my God, did you win the lottery? And how do you keep affording to travel this way? And I can tell you that, sadly, no, I did not win the lottery, which would be amazing. But I have figured out ways to maximize my travels by using different platforms and different apps that I've found. So I'd be happy to talk to all of you about that. One of the things that I do, like Siobhan mentioned, when I am traveling here in the USA and living in my camper van, which I'm in right now, this is my van Tilly, I rent out my apartment to either travel nurses or I use Airbnb to rent out short term. And I'd be happy to talk to you about that and why each has its benefits and its downfalls. The other thing that I do to maximize my limited funds is I use Workaway or house sitting while I'm traveling to be able to stay somewhere amazing. Like I said, this Tuscany villa. so I can stay somewhere for no cost and also be a part of the local culture and really get involved in what's going on, you know, in the areas that I am staying. Of the 2 rental opportunities that I mentioned, Airbnb has the potential for a greater return, but in the renting to nurses, there are some benefits that I can tell you about as well that will help you decide which way is better for you. So living in the van, it's a wonderful experience. I have a kitchen set up over here. I've got burners and a sink. I've got a bed behind me. And if you've got Wi-Fi and somewhere to hang out, you've really got the opportunity to work on the road. I'll also be able to tell you about some of the apps and the different types of options that I found for staying places at vineyards, for staying in free campgrounds, for boondocking. There's all kinds of ways that you can be out on the road and save money as well.
Wow, Cindy, there's going to be a lot of information that people will gain from having the discussion with you in the Q&A lounge. I'm so happy that you agreed to be a panelist and to share your experiences on the road as stateside as well as abroad, particularly because a lot of times people, for whatever reason, may choose that they would prefer just to be digital nomads, but what I call home country digital nomads. So I'm really happy that you're going to be able to share those options, both home country as well as abroad, for our participants. Thank you so much for
great.
being part of it, and we look forward to seeing you come June at the Digital Nomad Beyond 50 Summit. Thank you.
Perfect. I can't wait. Looking
Me too.
Thanks so much. See you all in June.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you.